Alright, what up guys? Today we're going to take a look at the most important footwork drill, something you should be doing every day, so check it out. Okay, so to do this drill, we're going to start completely squared up. So I use this position all the time. This is like a learning stance. This is where you work on your body mechanics. So a lot of coaches will really freak out if they see you doing this kind of thing because you're too square, blah, blah, blah. But if that's the case, then just do these drills at home. But you have to do these body mechanic rhythm coordination drills. You have to do this if you want to improve in your boxing. We're not all born supreme athletes. A lot of us have to work on these type of movements, okay? This is going to build athleticism, rhythm, coordination, balance, all that. And we do it from a basically squared up position, okay? Okay, so you see Soviet boxing schools, Cuban boxing schools, they do this stuff all the time. And you know, look at those fighters, look at how good they are and how technically solid they all are, because they focus on body mechanics all the time. So that's what we want to do. We want to do these type of drills so that we increase our body mechanics, okay? So check it out. Okay, so it's going to be simple enough. We're just going to start completely squared up. You know, my left foot or my lead foot might be like a half inch in front of the other foot just for balance. But I'm basically in the squared up position, my learning stance. And what I'm going to do, first I start with the weight shift, okay? This is the most important movement in boxing because all your punches, defense, footwork, yeah, that's right, even your footwork comes from this weight shift. This is going to build rhythm between your right side and left side, your upper body, lower body, all of that, okay? A lot of people never learn to do this, right? A lot of people are taught, they're taught way too bladed. You know, they pivot and all that, but they never actually learn how to shift their weight into their punches, right? They stand too bladed, and they're basically cutting off their body mechanics, okay? So we don't want to do that. We want to have good balance, good body mechanics. So we learn from this position, the learning stance, okay? It's what they call it, Russian School of Boxing YouTube channel calls it the learning stance, okay? So this is all we're doing. We're just shifting our weight from foot to foot, from the hips, and I got a little turn, little pivot, but it's all coming from the hips, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I pull my arms up, make like a simple boxing guard, okay? Now when I shift my weight, I can throw punches, right? So these are like power punches. They have a full weight shift to them. Jabs have a slightly different mechanic. You know, you don't fully commit a weight shift to a jab. But these are like power punches. They got a full weight shift, okay? Okay, so I'm just working straights for now, but you know, you can mix it up as you get more familiar with the drill. But I shift over my right hand when my weight goes to my left foot, right? My head's gonna slightly move to the side where I shift my weight. That's very important, okay? Kenny Weldon talked about that with his evaluation line drill. First thing he has people do is walk straight up and down from their stance, straight up and down a line. And he can tell if their head stays in the same position that they don't know how to transfer their weight, okay? So that's kind of what we do with this drill. We start squared up, start stationary. We get the mechanics down stationary. That's another thing they do in Soviet schools and Cuban schools. They start everybody, they're beginners and everybody, they start them off stationary, okay? So here's the drill. Now we're going to start walking straight forward and backwards. So as I step, boom, I shift my weight. That's what's going to cause me to step. And that's also going to give me the weight transfer needed to throw the right hand. So same coordination. When I'm going forward, left foot, right hand, right foot. I walk straight forward like that. Easy, right? Now when I go backwards, the coordination switches. It's right hand, right foot, left hand, left foot, so that they go with the same hand, same foot when you go backwards. But again, I want to make sure that everything's coming from a weight shift. I just don't want to be going like this with my head straight up and down. That means I'm not shifting my weight, okay? So shift your weight. Straight forward, straight back, okay? Okay, so again, a lot of coaches might, you know, they might tell you not to do something like this. I've been told, don't do that, you're too squared up, blah, blah, blah. But I would always do these drills at home. And I would notice that I kept getting better and better, and I was, you know, making bigger increases in my boxing when I was doing these body mechanic type drills, okay? and I would learn them just by YouTubing Russian boxing, Cuban boxing, that kind of thing, you know. And I used to find these random like DVDs and videos where I couldn't understand what they were saying, but I could see what they were doing. Okay, so this is how this drill helps you, because when you're doing everything off of weight shift, your footwork, look at my steps, they all come from this weight shift. I use that to make my steps. I'm not just pushing like this where I stay straight up and down, my head stays straight up and down. No, my head's gonna move slightly because it's a counterbalance to my hips where I hold my weight. Okay, so all the movements come from your hips. And when you do this, now your opponent can't really tell when you're stepping or just moving your head. I can make adjustments, right? Mix in my shuffle steps, but it makes me a much more unpredictable fighter, and it uses way less energy. I'm not fighting myself to move, right? Your footwork should be effortless. That's what this drill does, okay? Once you learn it squared up like that, you know, you can try it from your stance. Straight forward, straight back, and all that. But what this is gonna do is this. Look, it's the same coordination when I get in my stance. If I just turn my hips slightly, you know, 10, 15, 30%, however much you want to turn. Just turn your hips slightly so that you're in a comfortable position. Do the same drill. And it's the same coordination as when we were doing it squared up, okay? So it's great to do this type of thing because we're isolating body mechanics, okay? We're increasing athleticism, rhythm, coordination, balance, all that. It all goes together, it all flows together. A lot of this boxing stuff is super simple when you approach it this way, okay? So try the drill, do it every day. You know, like I was saying, do it at home. You know, you don't have to do this at the gym. People freak out and ask you, what are you doing? And, you know, don't worry about that. Just do it at home. Do it first thing in the morning, right? Do it at night, before you go to bed. But we want to focus on these body mechanics, okay? So like the video, see you in the next one. Peace.